back to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Greg.
And boy, do we have a sad thing to report. Tears out, buddy. It's time to say goodbye to our beloved Jake the Jeep Gladiator. How you feel about it, Craig?
Well, Brian, I'm not happy at all about it.
Me neither.
I loved this thing. It was a blast. And Brian, let's just talk about some of that. So
Okay.
what are some of the things we did with it? Let's start with that.
Okay,
What all did we do with this dude?
Okay.
We did a lot with it.
Well, first of all, we bought it in Missouri, Joplin, Missouri. Not Joplin, where was that? Aurora, Missouri, from Mays Jeep up there. Phenomenal process to do a ship. Drove up, drove back. That in and of itself was an adventure getting it back home in one day. That was a good time in stock form. We then proceeded to go to Houston with it immediately almost. We then went to the Ozarks, back up Arkansas with it. Had a riot of a time with that. In fact, this and the Land Rover were the only two to do the hard obstacles. And it just didn't care. It was so good. Then you took it to Houston and you took it to Broken Bow, which means, well, we have 8,000 miles in 3 months on this thing, and it wasn't the only thing we were driving that whole time. So that tells you we drove it a lot. It was great. That's what we did with it. What did we do to it? You want to go over that real quick?
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
So as you can tell, this is still lifted 2 inches because we left the diesel Rubicon springs on it that we got for free in the marketplace.
Yes.
We did swap the factory tires back on because that's how we're going to hand it off to the next dealership. Which, by the way, these are way quieter and ride way better than the KM2s.
I'll say I like these tires a lot. That's one of the things we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
These are great.
They're silent, man,
Yeah.
and they ride really well.
Yeah.
We also took off our hella lights, which were hella cool, which we never ever use, but they looked awesome.
Yeah.
Bye. And then we did leave on the rock sliders that we took off of a Rubicon because these were also free, and I feel like it is naked without them. I don't want anyone buying this truck without it, so you're welcome. Now, why do we take those parts off? Well, we're both not convinced we're not gonna buy one for ourselves on the road, so we've saved some of those things. That's what we did to it. What surprised you, Craig? What's something that surprised you about this?
So Brian, what surprised me about this the most was it's a Jeep, but it's way more refined than I expected it to be. I think the initial surprise to me was, especially with the stock suspension and stock wheels and tires, was how well it rode.
How well it rode, and the mileage drove me, not bonkers, impressed. 23 miles a gallon without
unbelievable,
trying.
unbeliviable.
Okay, what surprised me the most was, same with you, how sorted it is. You think it's gonna be an awful tent to drive down the road. We talk about this being a tent all the time.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, for my use, I don't do as much highway as you do. I would keep the soft top because on a day like today, you just go flip and you just go on about your day. And there's no wind buffeting, it's crazy. Just a great package, and also this, compared to other midsize, there's so much room in the back.
Yes, that was great.
Impressive
Yes.
for even adults. I think that's about it for the Jeep. What do you think?
That's pretty much it, Brian. One thing, having owned it now, what would you do different? Is there anything you would do differently? Would you spec it different? Would you buy a Sport over again? What would you do?
I would look for a Sport manual.
Okay.
But the one thing I did miss was power locks. I'm fine with manual windows, but power locks is kind of hard to like reach back and lock doors when you're like in city places and stuff. In fact, we left it unlocked almost always, unless it's camera gear. But I found a bunch of green Rubicons for like 38, brand new. I'd probably just do that. You get lockers, you get the lift you already want, and better tires. That's probably what I'll do.
I don't know that I'd do anything different than the Gladiator. I'd probably keep the Gladiator Sport.
Yeah.
I might go for the auto and the hardtop just for the convenience of it all. And that's probably it. I think it's hard to go wrong with that. So
I would definitely keep the manual for me because it's meant to be fun, and the soft top's fine because, again, my use case. All right, enough of that.
All right, wait.
Okay,
One more thing.
Right.
So I think it's important, Brian. One of the reasons I stuck with the Gladiator Sport is because the value.
Oh yes.
Speak to the value. Speak to what we paid for it.
Okay.
And then what we sold it for after 3 months and 8,000 miles.
This has been crazy. We bought it for $31,000, brand new. Pardon that truck. Sorry, we're on a different mic today. I apologize already. $31,000 brand new. We just traded it in for $33,400.
Yes. Unbelievable. So yes. So Brian, you alluded to where we're at.
Right.
This is not ours anymore.
We don't own this. We borrowed it back from the dealership. We just traded it too.
So let's head this direction because there's something over here that is actually, we traded in for something, Brian. It's very similar in color and trim. If you'll look, it's kind of silvery and blacky. Very interesting. So,
let's show
Brian, what is it? What do we got?
2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. Man, am I excited about this, and the reason why is because we didn't go to the launch because Toyota didn't invite us. I'm a little upset about that, and the press fleets can't get them soon enough, so we bought our own. And we just did that. It's that simple. Now, did we end up with another silver truck? Yes. Do I like silver? No. Does YouTube like silver? Not really. I prefer orange, but it's what we can get at the time, and we got it at MSRP. That's impressive. Now, I say that because the dealer we worked with did not want to do that. It took some haggling, but we got it down. So don't be diminished. I know the comments are going to say, oh, the dealer's going to mark it up 20 grand. They might. Just tell them no. They'll come back on it. But what do we have, Craig?
Yeah, just walk us through it. Do a little walk around.
TRD off-road, baby. So we get automatically more ride height. We get the coil rear suspension, which we'll show in a minute. The wheels and tires, let's just start here. These are the BF Goodrich Trail Terrain TAs. It's kind of a hybrid tire, mostly all-terrain, a little bit highway. We haven't driven on the highway yet. We've just driven in the parking lot. It's quiet, I'm sure. We'll report back on that in the future. We also get Bilstein shocks, and the rears, well, I'll show you that in a second. That's pretty cool. But we get specific suspension here, and we get the same fully boxed frame from the Tundra, from the Sequoia, from the Land Cruiser coming up soon, from the GX550 and the TNGA F. It's the best that's out there. We've driven the Tundra a lot. I can already tell you how this is probably going to drive. We're happy with it. Let's not forget the nose before we jump back there. I think it looks very handsome, and there's one thing I want to report on that I'm really excited about. Right here. Do you see the big dumb air dam?
Nope, gone.
Me neither. It's gone.
Good, because we would have ripped it off.
Yeah, we already talked about breaking on the hill on purpose because it's so silly. Because we're going to take it off. The bad news is the skid plate is plastic.
Well, not that one. Oh.
The front noses?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
But the angle's so good, I think it will make it up the hill. We're going to find out today.
Tow hooks.
And there are tow hooks. So I wish they were a little more up front. But
and red.
And red. They should be red. Well, maybe we'll paint it as red. But other than that, you get a nice looking fog light. You don't get the rigid fog lights like you have in the Trail Hunter and TRD Pro. Those aren't available yet. And that's just what they are. But they're nice. They're still LED. Headlights look good. We haven't driven tonight. We'll find out. You do have a non-integrated radar sensor. It's not in the emblem, but it looks like it belongs there. It doesn't look out of place.
Yeah, it looks fine.
I'm happy with that. Let's come on down around. Painted mirror cap. We did have optional parts on this. In fact, let me grab the Monroney. The dealer very kindly crumpled those up for us. Great, thanks. Okay, so look. It is the 2.4 liter turbo, 8-speed auto. It is not hybrid because hybrid is not available yet to buy anywhere. It's TRD off-road with no options or packages. There's no packages on it. So we don't have the electronic disconnecting sway bar. We don't have heated seats and that kind of stuff. But we do have a bunch of dealer added options. We have the ball mount blackout package, which means the letters on the door are black. I like that a lot for $350. Connectivity kit, which is just a cable. A dash cam, which I actually don't like at all. It's $500. That's just preference. Exhaust tip is $130. And then we have some other stuff. Spray and bed liner. Interested to see that. That's pretty new. Apparently on the website that doesn't even show it available yet. We've got it. We've got a paint cleaner package of some sort. And then the Predator drop step.
Predator.
For $745. Total price at the door was $47,316. That's expensive for a midsize in my mind, but it's on brand with everything else. ZR2 is a little more than that. Ranger Raptor is going to be $53. That's the biggest problem for this thing, but the TRD Pro is going to be in that territory. So I'm excited about it. And the good news before we get into the interior is I can already tell you, oh, do these come off?
Nope.
They do not. Uh-oh. Okay, well that's a big deal because these are going to get ripped off immediately on our hill test. I'm not happy with that. I think other brands give you a disconnecting hoop and you can keep this as a rail. We're going to lose that rail. That's a bit of a bummer. So it is what it is. I do like the blackout package on the side. Oh, and mud flaps. Those are options we added as well. Again, we didn't add it with a spec that way. First thing they got to ask, Craig. Oh, man. Not capless, but it does have a good holder. This might be the best cap holder we've ever seen. That's okay. That'll work out. We're okay with that. The bed is composite. More on that in a second. But let's look back here. Can you see the shock?
Yes.
Okay, you see that guy right there? From the factory, this is a Bilstein shock that is specific to the TRD off-road and it has a built-in remote reservoir. What that does is allows the fluid not to boil over because there's more fluid available like a cooling system would. So you're going off-road, it's not dead. More importantly, we have the coil suspension. The SR, I believe it's the SR and SR5s don't get the coil, they have a leaf spring. We get the coil spring back here. That's a big deal. On Rangers, you have to go to a Raptor trim to get that. So
pretty big deal, especially in midsize.
Pretty big deal. We have a sticker to let people know what we paid for. That's the most important.
Wait a minute. Doesn't that one have coil?
Oh yeah, that has coil spring too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anyways, all right. Okay. Coming on back. These are also options as part of the blackout package. You get the letters.
I like that. I like that.
I liked it. That's good. We have a 2-inch receiver down here. That's beefy and traditional plugs right there. 4.7 and 4 flat like the tow package. And
look at that
high lift jack location. That is a slot from the factory for a high lift jack. I'm gonna leave the inside of the bed for Craig to talk about.
Moving on over to the bed of our Tacoma.
She's so new. She's so
brand
new.
That's the first time that tailgate may have come down, in all seriousness.
In all seriousness.
So we do have a composite bed, which is really interesting. I kind of wanted to see if it was finished out, because all the pre-production models is all we've ever seen.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of them pre-pro.
I've seen a lot of at showrooms, or I'm sorry, at auto shows. They're still not finished out, so it's interesting. We got the spray and bed liner on a composite bed. I didn't even know you could do that, to be honest with you. And why would you even need to do that?
Well, I found out last night. It's for durability because the plastic will still scratch.
Interesting.
This is more rugged. So here's your plastic.
Yep.
This is, in fact, the whole back bed is not aluminum or metal. It's all plastic. Yeah. But this is actually I don't know how this is formed to it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And if you go to the building price, this is not available on building price.
I will say, though, it does look good. It's a good, clean edge.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's been a good spraying. We get lighting in our bed, LED lighting. There's no accessories here to access. There's no panels to access. That's all kind of gone. One of the things we're learning with the actual final production version.
Yep, that's the first I'm seeing that.
Neat to see that. Let's get into the...
we get the rails, though.
Oh, very good. Yeah, we do get the bed rails. That's nice for tie downs.
Here's
in the front and in the back.
Okay.
I like that a lot. Let's get into the back seat.
Oh,
right,
baby.
We're in our own Tacoma here, Brian. Let's check this out. First off, let's see what kind of storage we have.
Okay.
Flip that up. Oh, that's pretty good. So we've always seen the hybrid before.
That's actually a lot of room.
This is our first non-hybrid. That's pretty good storage in there. And look, it's a split folding seat, so you can leave a car seat in and fold one up.
On the Ranger, it's one together.
That's a big deal. Now we're sitting behind. We haven't even been in the front except just to drive it over here from the dealer.
I can tell you this seat's all the way back.
Okay.
So that one probably is too.
Pretty tight. The seats probably could go forward a little bit. So, but this is not surprising. Every Tacoma we've been in so far has been a little tight back here. No folding armrest. We kind of knew that, and no rear AC. We knew that as well.
So some of them might be
just a normal cigarette outlet, no USB. That's really interesting. But we do get a cup holders back here. That's nice.
Yeah.
A little tight back here. I'm not gonna lie, Brian. I want you to get back here and see if you can fit in. Yeah, first we'll move the seat. Yeah.
And I'm actually really apprehensive about this.
And yeah, I'll be honest. I think this is gonna be a little bit of a letdown of this truck, but that's we'll see.
But that's okay. It's part of why we bought it, so we can get it. So I have the. Okay, get my head past it.
You get in, and
we'll get the hair off or the half.
Not bad.
Not terrible.
Actually, better than I thought.
It works, and actually, it's kind of vertical like a Frontier, isn't it?
It's not. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
Not quite as bad.
No, it's not as bad as a Frontier because it's actually livable.
Well, and the seats form to you pretty well too.
They're comfortable seats. They are comfortable seats.
Okay,
so.
yeah, I think that's a pass.
Okay,
let's see what's behind the seat though.
Okay, all right, checking out behind the seat. Let's pull that. We get a little bit of storage there. I have to move the seat forward, so I can't do that right now.
Yeah, get your jack and stuff. Get a little room.
Yeah, so you got some storage. You get your jack. A little bit of storage back here. You can fold these flat.
Okay.
So that is nice.
So you take the headrest off. The old Tacoma did that too.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Pretty neat to see that. Let's get to the front.
Okay.
Moving on to the front, Brian. We're in our own Tacoma again. Really neat to see here. I want to show something on the driver's seat here. This is interesting. It is a manual seat, but you do get a bolstering that's actually powered. That's
lumbar.
I'm sorry, lumbar. Yeah. That's interesting. I actually do like this cloth seat. That seems like a really nice seat. The good headrest, good bolstering.
I was expecting pure gray in here. This is a nice breakup in color.
Agreed. The door is very nice, finished out. We haven't seen one finished out. We've always seen pre-pros. It looks really good. I like the TRD in the door. That looks really nice with the Molly panels. We actually got tint, so we can't roll down our windows for a minute. Buttons on TRD off-road trim here. There's a lot of blank spots, Brian, but we do get some toggles for auto high beams, traction control, that sort of deal. A lot of blank switches that, who knows? Maybe we'll do something.
We did not get the loaded one. So keep that in mind.
We did not. We wanted the TRD off-road because, Brian, there's one real reason.
Right here. It's right there.
We wanted this. We wanted the rear locker, and that is the main thing we wanted in the TRD off-road. You don't get that in the TRD Sport and lower trims. One of the things we do like about the TRD off-road in our particular trim, this is probably how we do it. This comes with the smaller screen. Let's just start this up real quick. And let's show the people, because we're always in a pre-pro and we can't ever, or we've been in pre-pros or the top trim. This is not a top trim, and it's nice to see the gauges and the clusters we're getting here. I like these gauges. You just get left and right dials. It makes sense, straightforward. Yes, it's all digital. That's kind of cool too. Yeah. A lot of manufacturers make that smaller if you're in a lower trim, not here. We haven't even set up our infotainment yet, but
yeah, let's do that later.
But a little bit smaller screen. I like that because we have more visibility now, and so that's really nice. Seating position is definitely more traditional, a little more up instead of down in the floor like the old Tacomas, which we talked about.
That's nice.
We've got a lot more to come with this long term. We're going to have this for several months, and we're going to test the heck out of it. If there's anything particular you want us to do, let us know in the comments. We've got hill tests coming, and we're going to do everything with this. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Tacoma content, and let us know what you think.